All we knew was service. The life of service is one that we're all called to. I began working in the state senate in 1981. At the same time, I was a mother, a working parent, who was also very active in the community in the PTA and served as PTA president as well as PTA legislative liaison for the Midwest City School System, which inspired me to first run for office as trustee of the town of Forest Park where I live, and then to run for the school board for the Middale District. And of course I lost both of those races, but they prepared me to run for the state senate in 2005 after we enacted term limits in Oklahoma. I actually served with all three senators who have ever represented Senate District 48 in Oklahoma City. Senator E. Melvin Porter, Senator Vicki Miles LaGrange, and Senator Angela Munson. But having done that, I was able to get a picture of not only the front end of the legislature, but the backside of the legislature. And I'll tell you today that the backside is where we are really concerned right now, what is going on right now at the state capitol. But regardless of that front or the back view, it's all related. The situations that are making up our society today are all related. Linda talked about them a lot. Mass incarceration, an agenda, a political agenda that locks up people who deserve to be treated versus incarcerated. And then throwing those people's lives into an eternal downward spiral because it's difficult to recover once you have a felony. It puts your children in the pipeline to have the same thing. And then in Oklahoma, we are using humans to fill a 98% bed occupancy guarantee for a private institution, for private prisons. And that is all a part of the spiraling effect that is going on right now, because with the latest decision to defund community services to people who are mentally ill, people who are disabled emotionally and physically, we are beginning to see, we're setting up a situation where we are going to see murders, we're going to see children being abused, domestic abuse, people not getting the care they need, and our prison population starting to increase. We are 48th in education in Oklahoma. We're #1 in female incarceration. We're #1 in children who witness domestic violence in the home. We're now #1 in the location for earthquakes. We are a traumatized state. And for us to further traumatize Oklahomans who are already traumatized by making such decisions is unacceptable. But I don't want us to feel too bad about our plight. I really want us to start to recognize that we have to address our trauma in Oklahoma. Untreated trauma leads to more trauma. And the people who are traumatized right now will not recover from the trauma that they are going through right now. This will have an everlasting effect. I'm here to tell you tonight that we've been robbed. We have been robbed by Republicans, and we are broke. We have had a lack of our common sense core moral values. The Republican Party for the last 2 administrations has robbed you, your children, and your grandchildren on purpose. They gave tax breaks to big businesses and robbed us of education, health care, mental health, and social services to make up the difference. They robbed us by giving tax breaks to big corporations and deciding to let our roads and bridges crumble. They taxed the dry cleaner down the street, but not the Devon and Chesapeake's. The Republican Party has let oil and gas companies pay less than half as much as they pay in taxes to Tulsa, to Texas and Oklahoma. And you know what? They told us that our kids don't deserve textbooks or a 5-day school week or qualified teachers. They've robbed state employees and their families by not giving them a pay increase for the last 8 years while they've raised the cost of benefits. They've robbed us by sending our tax dollars to Washington, but refusing to use them for our own needs when they did not expand Medicaid in Oklahoma. We left more than $1 billion on the table when we turned down Medicaid expansion. And that right there is our budget deficit, Oklahoma.